Remember that totally disgusting white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, some months ago, where Trump claimed that there were very fine people on both sides, including the side of white supremacy? One of the participants in that rally was a U.S. Marine Lance Corporal, who has now been kicked out of the Marines for participating in the march after spending a month in military jail. I'm talking about Vasilios Pistolis, who was convicted at a court-martial for disobeying orders and making false statements connected to that rally, which, as you recall, left Heather Heyer dead. He wasn't arrested by police at the rally, but he ended up being court-martialed after a report by ProPublica and Frontline PBS showed that he was involved with the Atomwaffen Division and the Traditionalist Worker Party, which are neo-fascist, violent white supremacist groups. He wrote on August 12th, quote, "Today cracked 3 skulls open with virtually no damage to myself." That was the day of that rally. And there are pictures from the event which show him clubbing a counter-protester with what looks to be in this picture like a wooden flagpole. And the right-wing free speech warriors are partially coming to his defense. Not everybody, but some are coming to his defense saying, listen, this is a First Amendment issue, right? This was an individual expressing speech by being at the rally. The military is the government, so it's a violation of the First Amendment for the military to kick this guy out because they're effectively suppressing his speech. Sadly for them, it's just not. I mean, first of all, like I said, he was convicted for disobeying orders and making false statements. He wasn't convicted or kicked out for his views. The military kicked him out because he was convicted and sentenced to a month in military prison.
And I'm not a constitutional expert by any means, but I don't think
you're not?
that,
I didn't know that. I thought you were.
Attacking someone with a flagpole is covered by the First Amendment. Is that free
That's
speech?
speech. That's speech. Absolutely. Attacking someone with a flagpole is speech, and attacking someone with a golf club is also speech. But
Giving money to political campaigns, that's speech too.
It's all speech. So listen, this has nothing to do with his opinions about race or anything else. And again, he wasn't even convicted of the violent acts he was caught doing. If he were convicted of beating someone with a flagpole, that also wouldn't be First Amendment repression if the military said we need him out. So I think that the military did the right thing. If you're curious, double jeopardy doesn't apply to the military and civilian courts. So you could be tried in the military and then in civilian court for the same thing. In this case, if he was tried in civilian court, it would more likely be for the beating of a counter-protester with a wooden flagpole. And this is the right decision by the military. This shouldn't be controversial. You can't have people like this representing the country. If you're a fellow Marine, you shouldn't want this guy serving with you, whether it's in your platoon or even in your office or in the mess hall, wherever it is that you're working. This guy's a systemic danger and could get you killed if you serve with a guy like this. So this is there any strong argument that this isn't obviously the right decision?
And does this guy have any chance at getting a job? It looks like he got dishonorably discharged from the military, or at least that looks like where it's heading. And then he also has white supremacist on his resume.
Sure.
So that doesn't look good to prospective employers.
I was thinking, like, is this going to be an awakening that sets him on a more productive path where he will turn his life around and educate himself about racial... Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Obviously, he's not going to do that, and he'll probably end up diving headfirst into white supremacy and end up in even more trouble. Although, we have interviewed on the program 2, 3, or 4 people who have been very deep with violent white supremacist groups, and they did get out of it. So it is possible, and I hope that he does. I'm just saying statistically it's not the most likely thing.
Maybe in 5 years we'll have him on the program for an interview.
Saved by Reason. What was the Joshua Turner, who has that organization Saved by Reason, who was able to turn it around, which is it's a good thing. I wish him the best, and I hope that he's able to do that.